It was one of the worst seasons for Manchester City as they went trophyless this season. But still, they managed to get the Champions League spot for next season by finishing third in the league. Their season was badly affected by injuries to key players. Rodri was out in first 2 months, while De Bruyne, Ruben Dias, Akanji and Nathan Ake were injured throughout the season, missing most of the matches. Due to absence of main players, Guardiola's team struggled against big teams because if there is a rotation of players in main squad, then it is hard for players to adapt in Guardiola's system. Kyle Walker and De Bruyne left the squad and Man City signed Reinders, Huzano and Ryan Cherki. So let's see what tactical problems Guardiola faced this season and how he will change his approach. On paper, Guardiola used 4-1-4-1 formation which takes 3 to 5 shape in possession. When he moved from build-up to mid-block, one full-back invert in midfield to make it 3-2 structure. Guardiola used Akanji and Rico Lewis in this role. Even sometimes, Guardiola used 4 centre-backs in backline and rightly centre-back push ahead to win holding mid to complete the 3-2 shape. Due to this movement, now there are 4 City players in central midfield, creating a midfield box to progress the ball centrally. Defenders move the ball around, and when there is any opening in center, attacking midfielder receives the ball in that space to start the attack. In 22-23 season, it worked very well because it was a brand new tactical change from Guardiola to take control of midfield. The remaining portion was filled by Haaland's ability to run behind the opponent defense line for a long ball from the back. But as things happened, teams saw the pattern Man City using every time. So to stop Man City, they tried different tactical approaches like Real Madrid sitting in a low block and relying on counter-attacks, or in mid-block, pressing City centre-backs aggressively and forcing them to make a mistake. But this season, Manchester City struggled pretty much. Teams found a solution for their ball domination: give them the ball and protect the center while sitting in mid-block. Teams in mid-block press Man City with their forwards so compact that Man City can't pass through the center. Opponent forwards press in such a way that Man City could not connect through the midfield box. So now they are forced out wide to progress the ball into final third. But here is the problem also: if Man City win the dribble to beat defender in final third, then it is okay as there is no much danger of counter-attack and they can control the transition. But here, winger have to dribble in mid-block, and if he lose the ball, then opponent can counter-attack easily from here. This problem increased due to absence of Rodri. Rodri was the key player to connect those passes in midfield, as Kovacic and Bernardo Silva are not that good as Rodri. Second, if team lose the ball, then Rodri's positioning to stop counter-attacks was so good that opponent merely get a chance to counter-attack. But as Rodri was not available, and opponent making it difficult to execute midfield box progression, Guardiola's whole system backfired and Manchester City went trophyless this season. Even they did some signings and still it was not enough to cover the ground. Now let's see how Guardiola is changing his tactical approach. Instead of 3-5 shape, Man City shift to 3-1-6 shape. One fullback moving ahead and other acting as third centre back. So instead of 3-2 shape, now it is 1-3 shape, in which one defender stays back for passing option and 2 centre backs and holding mid are responsible to pass the ball to forwards. Now there are 6 players on opponent defense line. If winger receives the ball out wide, he get 2 passing option, or he can beat the defender to approach the goal. If opponent are using back 4, then after passing the ball to forwards, they can easily beat the opponent defense line, as there are 2 players winning the centre backs and 2 players are free to connect in between the lines. Due to this underload, opponent will switch to back 5 to stabilize the defense, and here the role of wingers will be decisive for Man City. If Man City try to progress the ball through the center, then opponent defenders are ready to press them because now there is one more man to cover the central space, and if Man City lose the ball, then it can be turnover of events for them. In 1-3-6 shape, there are 2 players on each flank to move the ball into final third. When winger receives the ball, there he can combine with teammates to beat opponent in 1v1 and 2v2 situations. This 1-3-6 shape will put opponent midfielders in big trouble. If they stay back to cover these 2 players, then the holding mid can receive the ball easily in space ahead of him, and if opponent midfielder push ahead to block him, then these 2 players can drop to receive the ball from defenders. as they are receiving the ball with a proper movement from the back. It will be hard for opponents to track them. This will increase off the ball movements and fluidity between the players. This shape have defensive advantage against 3 to 5 shape, as there are 6 players up front and opponents have to switch into back 5. It reduces one player from the forwards, making it more easy for defenders to mark them. If team lose the ball, then there are 6 players to go for zone pressing. Usually, opponent exploit the flank area to start the counter attack. In 3-2 shape, defenders don't commit to forwards because 2 midfielders are in front of them to stop the attack. But in 1-3 shape, the only thing they can do is to press immediately to stop the counter attack, and one defender is also there to pick up the loose ball. This clears the confusion of committing on the attacker. And by the way, this was the main reason Man City struggled last season, as they failed to stop the counter attacks. So what do you think of it? Comment below, leave a like, subscribe, and thanks for the watching.